Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a video about GameStop. Before I start the video, guys, please make sure to leave a like on the video below. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Join the family, guys. Let's go on our investor journey together. Today we're going to be talking about GameStop stock. Where do I think GameStop stock is going to be headed over the next couple of months? Will GameStop stock squeeze again? And kind of some interesting information that I should be telling you guys about GameStop. Obviously, everything in my videos is not financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. So with that being said, let's get started with the video. So right now, GameStop currently sitting at $150. You know, GameStop has been in the media a lot over the last couple of months. If you guys don't really know what happened, you know, if we take a look at the one-year chart, you know, stock kind of trading around $4.19, kind of like a little brief history lesson. And then we see here that GameStop stock slowly started to go up, as Mr. Cohen basically said that he does see potential value in GameStop as an overall company. So he went ahead and acquired a 10% stake in GameStop as an overall company. This slowly kind of started to push the stock up, and then there was a Reddit trader who basically said that GameStop stock is overdue for a short squeeze. You know, basically putting a lot of Redditors to basically buy as much GameStop as possible. We can definitely see here on January 27th of 2021 that the stock went up to crazy prices, hitting almost $500 a share. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, were on this craze. A lot of people were buying GameStop stock. It was basically kind of, you know, the Redditors' way of showing, you know, the hedge funds that, yes, you know, you can't always take advantage of the market. A lot of people attributed it to that these hedge funds take huge advantage of market manipulation, you know, that basically they steal from the retail traders. So they kind of wanted to teach them a lesson, and they sure did. You know, a lot of hedge funds lost billions and billions of dollars. And in my opinion, I think they absolutely deserved it. I think they did deserve losing that much money because, you know, GameStop stock was $4 a share. There was no reason for you to continue shorting the stock that was basically almost close to $0. But aside from that, you know, ever since then, GameStop has kind of been trading sideways, not really doing much. If we take a look at the 1 month chart, still up about 1%, which is pretty good. And then the 1 week chart, it's down about 12.68% of its value. A lot of people, you know, have been diamond handing GameStop stock. A lot of people are not selling their position. A lot of people think it is overdue for another run. What do I personally think about GameStop? Do I think GameStop stock is due for another run? For me, I don't think we've seen the last of GameStop. I've said this time and time again. I do think we are going to get another run from GameStop. Obviously, it is my personal opinion, but kind of really looking at the analytics, you know, there was probably a lot more people who started short positions with GameStop stock the minute they saw that these super high price targets that GameStop stock will probably never hit ever again, at least in their mind. And so they took the liberty of starting, you know, a bunch of new short positions. And you can even tell based on how a lot of analysts are treating the GameStop craze, what they overall think. You know, even if we take a look at it statistically, a lot of analysts are calling an 88% drop in GameStop stock. Basically, most of them thinking that it should be around $10 to $20 a share. Is this absolutely accurate? I mean, these are analysts. They have their own opinion. A lot of people don't believe so, but a lot of people do feel that, you know, aside from everything, you know, analysts are thinking that a lot of people have to start looking at fundamentals right now, aside from anything else, if they want to continue holding, you know, their GameStop stock. People say, you know, the massive short interest that Prime GME for the first place is fading fast. That means it's now up to earnings, new product services, industry group leadership, institutional buying, and the market's direction. Basically to tell you if the stock is a good buy, is it going to do for another run? Now, we know that Mr. Cohen is really trying to take GameStop kind of more towards a digital, kind of more innovative approach to GameStop. You know, he's trying to get rid of all the brick and mortar stores that are losing a lot of money. Now, aside from analysts thinking that GameStop stock is going to have around an 88% drop, if we take a look at the balance sheet of GameStop and we take a look at how much cash they actually have on hand, GameStop can still pay off all their debt and have about $400 million left over, which goes to show that GameStop is actually in a very good financial position. I don't think they're going to go ahead and do that. Mr. Cohen's going to take this capital, continue to try to expand the overall company, continue to make GameStop continue to grow. I don't, you know, video games in general is something that's never going to go away. Like I said, you know, now that more people had access to buy games from home, you know, no one really visited the stores anymore. But I know that GameStop could have the idea of maybe starting partnerships, you know, with maybe Xbox, PlayStation, stuff like that, and maybe even, you know, taking a more digital approach. I know Mr. Cohen is working very hard to kind of try to make this happen. But aside from that, Will GameStop stock squeeze again? For me, I do think GameStop stock will squeeze again. And like I said, it's just due to the simple fact that a lot of institutional people are probably shorting the GameStop stock. They don't really hide it. They make it known to the public that, yes, I am shorting GameStop stock. I'm going to continue shorting GameStop stock. You know, this happened the first time around where people were pretty open about shorting GameStop. People knew that GameStop stock was basically a stock that was going to go bankrupt at one point, or a company that was going to go bankrupt, and it was pretty close. I'm not going to deny that GameStop was not close to bankruptcy. There had been talks about bankruptcy for years, but really diving in a little bit deeper, this just goes to show that some short sellers are very, very greedy. Continuing to short a stock that, you know, already ran up to a super high once before, making all these hedge funds lose a lot of money, in my opinion, is not a very smart idea. I think that maybe they should probably take a more holistic approach, maybe a more safer approach. But, you know, we have people like Bill Gross and all these people who continue to add to their GameStop short positions. And they truly do think that the stock is going to go, you know, I don't think they think GameStop stock is going to go to zero. I think they think that the stock is going to go around $10 to $20 a share. Like I said, analysts are calling an 88% downside on GameStop stock because people, like I said, are just going to attribute GameStop to earnings, expansion, institutional buying, analyst upgrades, who's buying it, who's selling it, stuff like that. But for me, I do think that GameStop stock is going to run again due to the fact that, yes, it still has a decent high short float interest. And I do feel like if the stock is pushed high enough, this is going to cause retail to start buying the stock up again. Right now, it's currently sitting at $150 a share. It's pretty expensive, but we also do know that Roaring Kitty, kind of one of the main Redditors who did start this overall rally, he went ahead and doubled his position in GameStop, so he probably does think that it is going to run again. He's already made a lot of money off GameStop, and he probably plans on making a little bit more. You know, like I said, it's not like the shorting has left GameStop completely. There's still people out there who are still shorting the stock. They're still trying to make money off of it. You know, it continues to push the price down, and you know, when it comes to hedge funds, like I said, a lot of them can be greedy because they do want to push the stock down to zero. So if GameStop stock does go through a short squeeze, what do I think my overall price prediction is for GameStop? Where do I think GameStop is going to go? For me, I do think that it is going to be a bigger squeeze than the last time around. The reason I say this is because, you know, now that there's millions and millions of shares being shorted at a much higher price, if GameStop is being able to put in the limelight of being able to go on a massive rally, this is going to cause a lot of shorts to have to cover their positions, and it's going to cause a huge, massive rally upward. Now, if we dive in and we take a look about GameStop, like I said, it hasn't really been doing much. You know, it's just been trading sideways. So the people who have been diamond handing it haven't really been doing much, you know. But a lot of people do think that with the restructure that, you know, GameStop could eventually compete with Apple and Amazon and stuff like that. So aside from the short squeeze standpoint, a lot of people do think that GameStop could potentially be a bigger company in the future. Like I said, it's Mr. Cohen is really trying to take a more digital approach to GameStop. So a lot of people do think that it can compete with Amazon and Apple. And it's going to be very interesting to see how GameStop actually does play out. But as short sellers continue to pile in, keep trying to drive the stock price down, I know that it's probably going to turn around like last time and probably end up biting a lot of short sellers in the butt. Because like I said, you know, fool me once, shame on them, but fool me twice, it's going to be shame on them again because, like I said, you can never really doubt the power of the retail traders. There is enough money for us to be able to push these stock prices a lot higher, but sometimes I feel like they underestimate or undermine the power of what the retail investor can actually do. Hence why when GameStop ran the first time, there was a lot of hedge funds who lost billions and billions of dollars, but a lot of that has to contribute to just greed. Greed alone. You know, these hedge funds had already made billions off shorting GameStop, so why did you continue to have to push the stock down when it was already sitting around $4 a share? It's going to be very interesting to see how this does end up playing out. But with that being said, guys, that's all I really have to say about the video. Let me know down in the comment section below, guys, what you think of GameStop. Do you guys think GameStop stock is going to go through another short squeeze? If you guys own GameStop stock, how many shares do you guys own and what's your average? I'm always very curious to know.